Good day, everyone. I am Ayala Paul from Physics Department, 300 level. Yeah, I'm here to talk about origin and historical background of the United Nations. The United Nations was born in the aftermath of World War II, when the devastation of global conflict made clear the need for a new international body to safeguard peace. The term United Nations was first used in 1942 by Franklin D. Roosevelt in declaration signed by 26 nations, pledging to fight the Axis powers. In 1945, representatives from 50 countries gathered at the San Francisco Conference to draft the UN Charter, which outlined principles of collective security, human rights, and cooperation. The charter came into force on 24 October 1945 after ratification by the major Allied powers and the majority of signatories, making the official establishment of the UN. From its origin, 51 members, the organization has grown to 193, becoming nearly universal in scope. Early milestones included the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948, which set global standards for dignity and freedom. Over time, the UN expanded its role beyond peacekeeping to humanitarian aid, development, and tackling global challenges like climate change. Thank you.
My name is Anika Treasury Temiso. I'm here to from where my colleagues stop. I'm here to discuss about the failure of the Leagues of Nations. So here we go. The failure of the Leagues of Nations, created in 1920 after the World War One, was intended to remain peace and prevent future conflicts. However, it is unadmittedly failed due to several critical weaknesses. Its structure lacks universal membership. Major powers like the United States never joined. As such, other countries like Germany, Japan, Italy eventually withdrew. The League also had no real enforcement power. It relied on moral persuasion and economic sanctions, which provide ineffective against aggressive states. When Japan invented Mandarin in 1931 and Italy attacked Europeans in 1935, the League's inability to act defensively exposed its weakness. By the late 1930s, the League had lost credibility, unable to stop the rise of militarism and the outbreaks of World War II. Its failure highlighted the needs of stronger, more inclusive organization, which leads to the nation or the creation of the United
Ms.
Nations in
Roimo
19.
Adegoke. I would love to talk on the aims and principles of UN. So, the United Nations was founded in 1945 with the central aim of maintaining international peace and security. So, while fostering cooperation among nations, its principles are rooted in respect for sovereignty, equality of states, and peaceful settlement of disputes. The UN seeks to prevent war, promote human rights, encourage social and economic development, uphold international law. So, the Charter emphasizes that force should only be used collectively as a last resort, and all member states are bound to act in good faith to fulfill their obligations. At its core, the UN embodies the belief that dialogue, cooperation, and collective action are the best means to address global challenges and ensure a more just and stable world. Thank you.
My name is Samuel David Olamide. So from the Department of Physics, yeah. So the United Nations is structured around six principal organs, each with distinct responsibilities that together uphold its mission. The General Assembly serves as the main deliberative body, right, where all member states have equal representation. The Security Council holds primary responsibility for maintaining peace and representation. So the Economic and Social Council, which is a ECOSOC, ECOSOC, coordinates international cooperation on development, human rights, and humanitarian issues. So, the International Court of Justice is the ICJ, right? Settles legal disputes between states and gives advisory opinions on international law. Now, the Trusteeship Council, right? Now inactive, was originally tasked with overseeing trust territories and guiding them towards independence. So, finally, led by the Secretary General, manages the UN day-to-day operations and implements decisions made by other organs. Now, together, these organs embody the UN parts of diplomacy, law, development, and administration, ensuring that its aims are pursued through both collective decision making and practical actions. Thank you.
My name is Bola Godwin Dobakodi. I'm here to talk about the Specialized Agency of the UN. The Specialized Agency of the UN of the United Nations are an independent organization that works with the UN to address specific global issues. Each has its own constitution and membership, but cooperates with the UN through agreements. Their purpose to bring expertise to areas like health, education, labor, food, and finance. Key examples include the World Health Organization, which is for global health. Another examples are the International Labour Organization (ILO) for the work for the workers' rights. Another example are the FAO, that's the Food Agriculture Organization, they work for security food. Another examples are the UNESCO for education and culture, and financial institutions like the IMF and World Bank for economic stability and development. In short, this agency extend the UN's reach beyond peace and security, ensuring specialized attention to the world's most pressing social, economic, and humanitarian challenges. Thank you.
My name is Ojo Chegura. I want to talk about the strength and weakness of the UN in resolving conflicts. The United Nations has shown both strength and weakness in resolving conflicts. On the positive side, it provide a global platform where the nation can come together to negotiate and prevent war. Its peacekeeping mission have helped stabilize region, monitor ceasefire, and protect civilians. The UN also bring legitimacy to the international intermediate action since decisions are made collectively, and it has the ability to mobilize humanitarian aid along diplomatic efforts. However, its effective is often limited. The Security Council structure, especially the veto power of the five permanent members, can block destructive actions when major power disagree. Peacekeeping force sometimes lack sufficient resources, authorities, or clear mandates, making them less effective in complex conflict. Additionally, the UN depends heavily on member states' political wills and funding, which can be weakened in its ability to act swiftly or enforce decisions. In short, the UN is valuable as a format or dialogues and cooperation, but its success is resolving conflict depend on the unity and commitment of its members. Thank you.
My name is Obono Sunday Bolan. I want to talk about the role of Security Council, General Assembly, and International Courts of Justice in conflict resolution. The Security Council played a central role in conflict resolution by making a binding decision, authorizing peacekeeping mission, and imposing sanction or military action when necessary. The General Assembly, though its resolutions are not legally binding, provide a forum for all member states to debate conflicts, build consensus, and recommend collective measures. The International Court of Justice (ICJ) contributes by settling disputes between states through legal judgments and offering advisory opinion on international law, helping prevent conflicts from escalating. In short, the Security Council acts with authority, General Assembly build global consensus, and the ICJ disputes are resolved through law rather than force. Thank you.
My name is Adeli Adekola. I would like to talk about some Nigerian and African examples of conflict resolution. In Nigeria, conflict resolution often relies on traditional leaders and community mediation, where elders, chief, and religious figures steps in to settle disputes such as farmers to leaders clashes or ethnic tensions. These grassroots methods emphasize dialogue and reconciliation, helping prevent violence at the local level. When we go to the African world, across Africa, regional bodies like ECOWAS and the African Union plays a larger role, intervening in crises such as those in Libya, Sierra Leone, and Sudan through peacekeeping missions and political mediations. This effort shows how local traditions and regional corporations complement each other in managing conflicts. In short, Nigeria leans on community-based approaches, while Africa has the own combine these with regional organizations to maintain peace. Thank you.
Good day. My name is Ant John Ona from the Department of Physics. I'm just here to conclude on what my colleague said on the role of the United Nations and its conflict resolution method. The United Nations is the world central platform for collective security, combining diplomacy, law, and humanitarian action. Though its success depends on the unity of its member. Thank you.